Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Yeah. Hey,
Warning.
y'all know what time it is, man. Let's go in. Hey, this is Face the Music, where we take the music, break it down, turn around a different take on the music. We gon' clown, bound, to act the fool, something stupid. So happy, Charlie Trouble, this how we do it. Yeah. Hey, y'all know what time it is, man.
Run it back.
Run it back
DJ.
then. I run it back. Hey, I run it back then. I run it back. Hey. Sorry.
Nigga get some new hair and
Don't talk about my hair hat. That's first off. Don't do that.
hair hat.
Don't do that.
I'm just gonna let it fly. America.
What up, though,
Welcome
America?
to
Face the music.
The show where we take your favorite song lyrics,
What we do?
break them shits down,
Damn what?
throw them back in your face, make you face
Face the music.
I'm
Do
your
the
boy
pew pew.
Will. Yeah, I like
I'm
the
sorry.
pew pew. And
Pew,
she didn't
pew.
do the pew
I didn't
pew.
do the pew
But you
pew.
did the snipe, so it worked.
It did.
I'm your boy Willie So, and to my right with her hair hat we have.
It's your girl, Miss Happy. You already know. Ew.
What's good, everybody?
You never know which personality you're going to get each week.
Yep. Buckle up, America.
And strap up.
The man behind the boards, Black Mark.
What's up, Black
name's
Mark?
Not to be confused with White Mark.
That name's starting to stick on me. One of the other shows starting to call me Black Mark. I'm just like, y'all motherfuckers listening to the shows. Huh? Like,
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Mark.
I mean, because I think it works, most definitely works, because we all know that there's a White Mark, and we hate that motherfucker, even though
I
we
don't hate
use his
anyone, by the way.
I hate the motherfucker.
I don't hate anyone.
But we use his platform
Love
on a regular
conquers hate.
basis. Yep.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking over here.
So does a fist to the mouth.
Fred Sanford, you fish-eye fool, you hit me.
5 goes into. Anyway, what's been going on with everybody, man? The past 24, 48, 72 hours, anything new and or exciting?
Nothing necessarily new. We started rehearsals on the new, well, it's not new. She's done it before on the Jay McClain production, because she's my mother, which I played one of the leading roles. I'm one of the leading ladies named Brittany. Hello. And I probably have some of them come over to the show before showtime and
Yeah,
talk
bring
to 'em.
Boss Lady up here so she could tell me why she didn't have me in her damn show. I'm still waiting to do Beautiful Flawed
I know,
People.
we got to do Beautiful Flawed People. Yes.
Well, Boss Lady, shout out, do your thing. Love your movement. Keep it going. Mark, anything new or exciting to report to the peoples?
nope, nothing out of the ordinary, man. Just,
If you go on this page, you'll see the picture of his brand new baby
Oh.
looking just like him. Twinning.
Facts on facts. Congratulations for that, sir.
yeah, that's 3 weeks old. So
It doesn't matter. Some people, it's
Hey,
new
the
to some
baby
people.
is the baby. Kiss the baby.
It's the baby. Look at it. You got the cutest little baby face.
Well, since we all
He the
acting-
baby.
Right. Since we all acting, shout out Eric Flake. We gonna get this Hornet's Nest project off the ground.
Pew.
Not get it off the ground, it's off the ground. They're filming now, and your boy will be having his moment in the sun behind the gun directly. Shout out to everybody in Hornet's Nest cast and crew.
You're going to be directing, you said?
No. This one I'm just acting in.
Oh, okay.
Getting ready for my close-up.
A
Mr.
full-blown
DeMille.
thespian.
Straight up, I'm a thespian.
Not to be confused with a lesbian.
I'm that too.
Oh, Lord.
Never mind. Now we know why they call them so-sos.
Right. Crazy.
Bisexual? Shit, I take 2 women at a time. Absolutely.
Oh God.
Okay. Before we get up
Yeah, don't
into,
dig yourself into a
Yep.
hole there.
Before we
Yep.
get into
Let's
any
just-
further trouble, let's just jump right on into today's topic. America, I'll just start today's show by telling you what the Face the Music song of the week is. We got the straight up barbecue cookout song for the Face the Music song of the week. That is Family Reunion by the OJs. So y'all know the show is going to be lit.
We're having a family reunion.
It's so nice. Never mind. Nope, not even doing it.
Don't do it.
Not doing it. Not doing it. But here's the thing.
Something wrong.
This is actually, this show today isn't really
about
it's not
family reunions.
About family reunions.
It's about
at all. It's about just straight up family.
family, and what very specifically about the family.
The anatomy of the black family.
Did the family have arms?
Does the
You said the anatomy. Does it have arms?
one more time?
Just feeling it. Trying to figure out the anatomy.
So check this out. Rihanna does the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, we gonna fly right by it. Rihanna does the Super Bowl, right? She's apparently she's in comeback mode. You know, she's been off, being a mom, and are her and ASAP married? They're not married,
They're not married.
but they've been off being a whole family, right? Cool.
Well, I mean, that's the American way.
I ain't mad
Well,
at
if he
it.
ain't married, he sure got her back pregnant ASAP. I know that much. That's
For
why
sure,
they
for
call
sure.
They connected.
On the grandest of levels.
I know that much.
So here's what happens though.
What happened?
All of this is, she, for all intents and purposes, her halftime show was not the gender reveal, but the
Right.
baby,
The baby
reveal.
baby bump reveal.
Yeah, that she's pregnant again, and
She ran it back one more again.
yeah, all of this, to me, is starting to seem like this was just part of a grand master plan,
To do
to
what?
promote herself.
Oh, to promote herself. I mean, you gotta
that's-
promote.
I mean, that's all performing at the Super Bowl is.
Absolutely.
It's promoting yourself.
They don't get paid for it. That's all it is.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that the streams
Oh, they don't
went
get
up.
paid for it?
No, they don't get
No.
paid for the
Oh,
Super
I
Bowl.
didn't know.
Nobody.
Oh, I didn't.
No, they
Nobody
don't.
has
They don't
ever.
get
Michael
paid.
Jackson didn't get. Janet Jackson didn't get
Yeah,
it. Dr. Dre and all of them last year didn't get none of them. None of them
Right.
ever get paid for the halftime.
The way
Super
they
Bowl.
get paid though is
The publicity
the
that they
publicity
get
they
from
get
it.
the streams. 100% of the times, whoever does the Super Bowl, their streams on whatever,
Go up probably 1,000% type
right,
shit.
right, like 1,000,
I
2,000%.
wanna perform during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, who doesn't? That's why it's a big thing to do. But that's just
I sing the
you
Star
know,
Spangled Banner.
that's just you sing the what?
Star Spangled Banner.
The
One more time.
what?
Say it one more time. Of course you can't. You got the Star Spangled the back it.
The Star Spangled Banner.
But all of this is all the publicity, and right on the heels of doing the Super Bowl halftime show, up comes the Vogue magazine cover. Big deal. Now, I didn't. She's been on Vogue magazine cover several times. I didn't know that. I don't pay attention that much to her nor Vogue.
You don't?
No.
I don't either. So yeah.
But this time around,
What had happened?
this guy.
What had happened?
No, this time around she's on the cover, and it's her,
It's her, ASAP Rocky,
ASAP, and
the baby, and the baby
Yeah.
to be, right?
and perhaps the baby to be. Sure.
Well, her stomach was sticking out, right?
I
I don't remember. I have to look at it.
Doesn't matter. But this is the impetus for us doing the show
This is
today.
the
Impetus. As soon as I saw,
hush your mouth.
as soon as I saw the magazine cover, I was like,
You're shaking your head
the militant pro-black faction is gonna have a problem with this.
because she was pulling ASAP, and ASAP had the baby.
Was
and
she
his,
pulling them, or were they just
I don't know,
walking, holding hands on the beach with the baby?
but she was in front.
Yeah, and people have literally dissected this magazine
Yeah.
cover just so that it could fit their narrative. And the narrative,
So is their narrative, or is it the narrative of dum 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 dum
the man.
the man?
Yeah. So that's how we wind up at the anatomy of the black family today.
So what you want to talk about, Willie?
All right.
What's the first question? Because I'm ready to answer.
Okay. Well, first question. Let's just go right into it.
Well, why not?
Do we still believe that the man is the head of the household?
In some households, yes.
And let's talk in general terms.
In general,
You can't make a blanket statement like that.
Okay, of course you can't.
Because
Everything-
every man does not fit the role of that. So,
Agreed. But there is a
are
general
you saying
ideology.
in society, as
Yes.
in general, in society, is there
Yes.
still the concept or the ideology
man is the head
that
of
the
the
man is the head of the household? I'm gonna say in this society, no.
You say no. Mark, what about you?
you said, now ask me the question again, you said?
In general, the idea,
In this society.
the idea of man being the head of the household, do we think that that's still a thing nowadays?
Yeah.
You think it is?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sort of on the fence. I'm sort of in between you two. I think that it is still a thing, but I think that thing is being heavily challenged.
That's what I said. It's not respect. That's what I'm about to say. It's not respected. So yeah, that's why it's the notion that it's not as much of a thing anymore. You know what I mean? You know, and then because we have some women who feel like because I make more money than you, then now I'm the head of the household. You're still not gonna
Hold
respect me.
that thought.
I don't respect you as the man of the house and shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's the money that I make, not the mentality that you have.
That was the next question.
And-
Because
Because if you don't make the money, then you ain't got the mentality.
Is that
the
what-
general consensus of
Right.
the women and shit? You know what
And
I
the
mean?
weird part about it, on the flip side, there's women who make more money than their man, and they still, when they go out in public, they still respect their man in a way that where they don't make the society or
And
their
that's why you can't
friends.
make blanket statements. Just
Right.
like you can't say that about the man. You can't say that all women out here who got their shit together treat men like they are the low on the totem pole.
Nothing,
Right,
None of the statements are blanket. But because these statements have ideologies behind them, the questions have to be asked.
Yeah.
Like
It's-
for instance, we start with, do we still the idea of the man being being the head of the household? That's
No,
one.
I think that has gone out the window. I really do.
Then the next thing is, which you brought up, is the idea that the person who generates the most money for the household, is that the determining factor in who is the head of the household? Is that how that goes?
I don't think that it's that. I think whoever is and I do not like this term, but I'm gonna use it because I feel like people could understand it. Whoever is the alpha in the relationship is the head of the household.
The alpha.
Whoever is the dominating one
Well,
tends to be the head. From what I've seen, be
okay.
the head of the household.
How do we determine
I mean,
that
it's
then.
just personality traits, just in general. Like,
So-
you know what I'm saying? Like, so if the woman is more, okay, well, you know, the house got to be ran like this, and you know, every month these bills got to be paid on time, or whatever. However it is, if the woman is really gearing everything and running everything and in charge of everything, then she's head of that particular household. If the man is more so like, hey, yeah, woo woo woo, yada yada yada, you know what I'm saying? Then he's more of the head of the household. I feel like today's society, it's just whoever the dominant one is.
I think that unfortunately, I think that we get to who that dominant person is via the amount of money they're bringing into that relationship. I think that's how you.
I think some
think that's how you
cases it
get
is,
there.
and some cases it's not. Sometimes you can have. I ain't gonna say that. Well, I am gonna say it. Sometimes you can have two people who bring in pretty much the same amount, and you still have one who's more dominant
I
as
tend
far
to
as
think that
how the household is ran
most
and how
times
everything and relationship goes.
when you have those situations, I think what you wind up having is a power struggle, and those relationships, which is probably a majority of the relationships that we could probably tend
Well,
to see.
I'm gonna
And there's a
disagree
power
just a little.
struggle.
I'm gonna disagree with the power struggle. I think most of the relationships that we see, there's no power struggle. There's majority of the time. Now, sometimes it's not true. There's an obvious dominant one, and there's one that's a little more on the. I'm not even gonna say submissive side. It's more on the kind of nonchalant,
Not,
you know, go with the flow type side.
So being nonchalant, I don't think that necessarily
No.
adds up to.
I'm not
the-
necessarily saying everybody who's nonchalant is like that. What I'm saying is you have a more dominant a person who's the role is more dominant. They really dictate how everything goes. They really take the lead and take the charge in everything. And that's who is the head of that particular household.
I don't know. Well, I'll go with this. Let's see how the OJs, the legendary, iconic OJs, framed the anatomy of a black family. Well, they weren't necessarily talking about specifically a black family, but we all know that this is the cookout for the song for the cookout for the black folk. All right. I'm not even going to go through the verses. It's just literally the monologue at the end that really has me sort of kind of like, wow. You know, today's family is a solution to the world's problems today. Now let's take a look at the family. In the family, the father is like the head, the leader, the director, not domineering, but showing guidance, but showing love and guidance for everyone else in the family.
Yeah.
Now, if we could all get the fathers of the world to stand up and be fathers,
Hey.
that would be great.
Praise the Lord.
Then there's a mother who are like the right arm of the father.
That's
They're
right.
supposed to do. You amening over there. Let's continue. See how
Yeah.
far them amens go. They're supposed to do the cooking, raise the children, do the sewing, and help the father guide and direct.
Yeah.
Then there's the son. The sons are like imitators of their fathers. So we're right back to the father. If he's guiding in the right way, the son's definitely going to be all right. And there, we have the daughter watching the mother because sooner or later she's going to be a mother.
That's right.
And she'll have her own sons and daughters.
Right. Well, that's a ideological way of speaking about it. Because even when he says the wife cooks and cleans, and which traditionally you do, if you're living in a household like my household, where the father went out to work and my mom pretty much stayed home, she had jobs every now and again. So I had more of a traditional setting. When you don't have a traditional setting, the OJs, we all know, are a little older, so they're thinking in a traditional setting. Fast forward to where we are right now, you have a woman, a mother, a wife who's working, and a husband who is working. So they share the cooking, the cleaning, the sewing. Just like my brother-in-law, he knows how to sew. I can't really sew much of nothing. You know what I'm saying? But he's very good at that. Does it make him less of a man? No, he's still a husband and a father. You get what I'm saying? So it just depends on what fits in that particular household. Now, the ideology of the man being a head and still being able to sew, cook, clean, or whatever he has to do, he could still be that. And that, I think, in society, we forget to respect the fact that the man, just like the woman, can have multiple roles within their household and still should be respected as the head or what he said, the right hand or the right arm of the husband.
Okay.
All those should still be respected.
So the operative word that I heard in what you were saying was should.
It should.
Unfortunately, I don't think that they are.
They're not.
Because right alongside, you go to any magazine stand, right along or right next to the Rihanna and ASAP cover of them on the cover of Vogue, you're going to see Jonathan Majors, he's in Ant-Man, he's in Creed 3. The brother been in like he's the
Oh,
the
I
new
seen that. I know what you're talking about. You're talking
He's
about
the
that.
new hotness. He's on the cover of Ebony, and
that
them
that
same
outfit.
people, them same people that have an issue with the Vogue magazine cover have a huge issue with him.
Well, what he has on in our society is
The
deemed
cover,
a little more.
it looked way effeminate.
It looked feminine. So we're in a sensitive place because in our community, and when I say our community, I am very specifically
Black folk.
speaking of the black community. We have a problem with society really undermining our men and demeaning our men and making our men look.
Let me pause you right there, because you're on the exact right track for the next question I was going to ask. Let me get this question out, and then you
Okay.
continue, because you're right there. The question is, and it's something that I know the answer to, but I'm going to ask it anyway. And that's, do we believe that there's a concerted effort to tear the black family apart?
Well, it's been a concerted effort
Forever.
since American history.
Yep.
This has been a thing. They have been tearing black families apart since slavery. Since before we even entered into slavery, we were torn apart and sold in different things. And even when we became a more quote unquote civilized society, there's still different implementations into our systematic legislative.
Got it.
You know what I'm trying to say. But it's been an ongoing effort, and programming, our media, social media, our movies and things of that nature dictates how black people in general are seen in the society. You ask any white person who do not associate with black people what they think about black people and what they know about black people, and it's completely different from what we know about black people.
Sure. Here's why I had an issue with folks having an issue with the Rihanna and ASAP Vogue cover.
Before you do that, I'm sorry, I want to read. We have Miss Marshall Hughes. How you doing, sweet?
Welcome to the show.
It says yes. I'm saying it says. She says yes. It is a concerted effort to keep us from forming families, because when you have strong families, you build a strong community. And you're absolutely right. And every single time here, the history has shown, every single time here in America, when we stand together and we create strong communities, the first thing they do is come and burn it down.
Sure.
They do it every single time.
Here's the problem that I had, and that goes right into what I was about to say. Here's the
ahead.
problem I had with the people who had a problem with the Vogue cover. We feed off into every single conspiracy theory. We transpose all of those fears, all of those traumas in every little thing that we see or do. I don't think there was anything wrong with the Vogue cover with Rihanna and ASAP on it. No, I don't think that this was some concerted effort that this cover. No, I don't think that was part of a concerted effort to emasculate men, black men specifically, or portray women as the head of the household. But that was the instant narrative that
Right.
came out as soon as that cover hit newsstands. I think that we undermine our own progress a lot of times when we feed off into the narratives that get put out there for us. We sometimes we bite on them hook, line, and sinker, and we don't have to. Conversely, the Jonathan Majors cover, I saw that literally like 2 days after I saw the Vogue cover, and I was like, shit. Shit. Because I can't defend that.
Well, a lot
I
of
can't
things.
defend that image at all. And it might not be anything to it. One of the explanations that I saw given online was he was giving an homage to he believes he enjoys cosplay, whatever the hell that is, with the anime characters or
Anime.
whatever that is, and that was supposedly, according to the theory online, that was an homage to one of his favorite cosplay characters. I don't know if it
And
was
you know
or
what?
wasn't.
It could have been, but even with that, so it's such a weird line that we have going on, because you got to understand, people have fashion statements that they want to make. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're trying to be feminine. Especially me growing up, I grew up with your Michael Jacksons and your Princes and your Morris Days and
The 80s were a weird time.
Elder Barge, you
Sure.
know, where the men were feminine, but they, you know, they
I wanted.
they were feminine.
No, I wouldn't say that they were feminine,
And-
but
well-
they
well,
did have a
this
they did have
man-
an effeminate look to them. I think that's a big
Some
distinction.
of them. I mean, Prince. I still would date Prince. I always say that on the show. Mark my words. But the man wore heels. It's feminine. Okay.
Funny.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Just complete sidebar. I'm finna insert something.
Okay.
Take
You're gonna
the
insert
pin out
something.
the grenade, throw it in the room, close the door. You do know that high heels were initially made for men, right?
Yeah, the little bitty Negroes or men. They wore the
Persian warriors. Those were the first people to ever wear high heels, and there was a specific reason as to why they wore them.
Okay, educate us. Why?
Because it helped them keep their feet in the stirrups on the horse that they were riding when they were in battle. Neither here nor there.
Oh, okay. I'm talking. Yeah, the boots. Okay,
Not
I thought they were boots. They were boots with the little heel on it.
No, they look like mules. The shoes.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's funny. But
But
anyway,
as time
I'm
has
saying
gone
in
on, yeah,
society that's considered,
I
and
don't-
you still made my point.
I only bring it up because
You still made my point.
perception.
Right.
Perception
You still
is
made
what
my point.
causes us to feed off
Feel
into these
right,
narratives.
and that was my whole point. So you go backwards and you look at certain things that were acceptable that is deemed feminine today. So in today's terms, that would be feminine. So you look at these men who may or may not be straight. I don't know. I'm not gonna ask those questions. And they do certain things, and now all of a sudden, oh my goodness, he's being feminine.
Well,
So
that's why I draw the distinction.
right, and that's
being
why I initially
feminine-
said it's a thin line.
yeah, being feminine and looking feminine. Because like we in the
That's-
80s, yep, Prince, he looked and on several occasions dressed in a very effeminate
The
manner.
man wore blouses.
Very effeminate. Very effeminate.
With his booty out.
Yep. Very, very effeminate. Now, that is a look. Does the,
But that's what I'm saying. So this man is on a cover. But that's why I say it's a thin line. That's why I started off with it's a thin line.
we cross that line every
Because
time.
and we do. So this man is on here, and if you don't understand what it is he's doing, you're gonna say, "Oh, he's being feminine," and they're trying to demasculate or emasculate the black man.
Never in my life have I heard the word butt break used more times than when I saw that cover. That was the narrative. Based on how he looked, that was the narrative that was thrown out there. They buck breaking him, now all of a sudden he's gay. This
And
X,
I'm
Y,
gonna
and
tell
Z.
you something that pisses me off, and just for black men in general, as a black woman, I find it disheartening that a black man can't just be whoever the hell he wants to be in general. Y'all have to be tough all the time. And then if you're too tough, oh, why y'all don't have no sensitive side? It's
can't
like
win.
it's like what the hell? I mean, and as a black, I could say the same thing because if you're a black woman, and if you get a little loud, she's
You're
an
an
angry
angry
black
black
woman.
woman.
Like, golly.
So,
So-
take that right back to the anatomy of the black family. These are the narratives that get put out about us singularly. So, as a collective, what do you wind up having? You have a thug for a man,
Right.
father. You have an angry black woman for a mother, and then you wonder why the kids are so fucked up.
All right. But we have to really hone in within our own homes. And the way society is set up, I don't care what nationality or color your skin is, it really is difficult to have that traditional household because everybody has to work so many hours just to live. You get what I'm saying? So
do.
how do you balance that? It's a balancing act that is crazy as all get out. And then we live in a society where now you're away from home as a parent more than what you want to be. And then the kids have what? The internet, the social media, all of this. And it's really raising and showing your kids things that you weren't even ready to show them. So we in a society where the parents really can't be parents. Not like we should be parents. And then we're stuck trying to figure out how
I think to
make it right.
Well, I think they can be parents. I think the thing is we have to adapt. We're sitting here saying that the traditional model, not that it can work, but it has to be adjusted for inflation. We'll call it that because nowadays things are different. Yeah, parents do have to go out and work so they can logistically provide for the family. So there isn't the dynamic where there's the stay-at-home mom or the stay-at-home dad, whatever the case may be, where or where there's always a parent present there in
Right.
the home. So there has to be an adjustment. But when you go into the world and make the adjustment, and my problem is it's already an agenda that's trying to pull us apart, and we help feed into it.
we do.
That's
All
where
the time.
I really have, and,
All
and
the
like I said,
time.
upon seeing the Rihanna cover, I was triggered. I really was because I knew what was coming, and it's bad enough that we have to face the world, but when it's us that picks us apart.
We fight every day. That's one thing about being black.
I
You can't say
was
we ain't no
disheartened
fighters.
before I could even
We fight
hear
every
the
day.
explanation.
We're going to fight one another. We're going to fight when we go out in society, when we go on the job, we fight. We just constantly fighting.
Those
And
are parts of the things that are tearing the family apart, though.
and it's a lot of things, and I agree with you. It's a lot of things that's tearing the family apart. The one thing I really want us to understand is that we have to make a generous effort. And when I say generous, it means like not one day out the week, daily, on tending to our children, even when we're tired, even when we have to work that double. And sometimes, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, some of y'all don't even have to work that extra shift. It's almost like you work the extra shift because I don't know if you're just used to doing it or you're trying to stay away and run away from your responsibilities. But our kids need more of our time. We have to spend more time with our children, and I've learned that. My son is 9, and I've learned that within his 9 years that he needs me. It don't matter. Every day he needs me. When he looked at me one day and said, "Mom, you leaving again?" I'm like, dang.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
And it's not the daily, because we've always dealt with that as families. As Mom, you leaving again, even if you spend time with your kids. But I know for a fact that I am gone, and because he's in school. Then when he come home, if I'm gone, that's no time. And then on the weekends, he's with his dad, and that's the horrible part of having a two family.
Well, do splitting the kid in half.
Splitting the
and
kid in half.
You wound up it's two family dynamics.
Yeah.
And the kid has to get used to it. Yeah, I know about that all too much, unfortunately.
But spend time with your kids, man. Make a
Surely.
effort to spend time with your kids. Talk to them, man. Find out what's going on with them.
I just want us to stop being our own worst enemies. That when I think about, because this conversation is had ad nauseum over and over and over again. Everybody talking about the black family, the black family, the black family, and I agree that there's a necessity for us to come together, get together. That's actually a lyric in the song. Didn't even think about it.
We'll come together and get together.
But we put obstacles in our own way when it comes to doing it.
And you know what? Just to be honest with you, one of the major reasons why it's so important for us to really get it together when it comes to the family dynamic is because we are the leaders. It don't matter what it is. We lead. People look at us and they really follow our lead because we are natural born leaders. We are I'm not, because I don't want people to get off into all of that, but we are the people who other people follow. So we are the leaders, so we have to get into position. We do. And stop dealing with stuff that don't even, Rihanna ain't even on my level. I don't give a ding dong what her and A$AP Rocky do, because in general terms,
I don't care what they do.
No, but this is what I'm saying. My relationship, your relationship, Mark's relationship, right now, we're not even in their world. So we have
to. It's not our relationship.
Right. We have to, right here on the ground floor level, deal with what we have to deal with. And if we get there, whatever standard, whatever role you want to play as far as being a role model, that's what you do.
But here's the thing, and you're not wrong. I agree with that. I agree with that. Full stop. Now there's Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. They're, for good, bad, or otherwise, they're the role model. They're the ones on the cover. They're the ones that people are looking to say, hey, so is this the anatomy of the black family? And when some people do say, okay, so this is the anatomy of the black family, then they go and they insert these narratives to literally rip the black family apart because it fits into a whole nother narrative that it's almost like they want to continue the struggle and the trauma versus actually seeing prominence, seeing affluence.
Well, for one,
and us.
Like I said, we're putting too much emphasis on Rihanna or A$AP Rocky.
It could have been. It's not necessarily them. It could have been anybody. It could have been It could have been you and your family. It could have been me and mine. It's the image that they're having the problem with.
But this is my issue, and this is why I say it couldn't be us, because we're not shown. We're not out there like that. My whole point is, if we stop putting these people on pedestals that they don't deserve, just buy their record if you like them. And
But that's-
because they don't live in our reality.
But it could have been anybody. That's my point. It's not so much that it was Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. It's the fact that the image, not the image of Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, but the image of the woman in the foreground, the man in the background carrying a baby,
was
image,
plastered everywhere.
and it was dissected and had a negative narrative thrown over it, not by the man, by us.
Yeah.
That's what triggered me. And the minute I saw, I didn't give a damn that it was Rihanna and A$AP Rocky on the cover. It was the image itself that I was like, this is going to be a problem, because every
definitely a
single
problem.
time that there is an image that does not align with this tradition that we've come to believe in, that we have not adapted and innovated to actually move in real world situations nowadays.
Okay, you say nowadays. I was about to say because it was active and integrated.
No, I'm talking about now.
Yeah,
You know,
nowadays it's
we
all over
gotta-
the place.
We sort of kind of gotta catch up.
Yeah.
Quit
and
living-
even with other folks, it's not nothing is traditional anymore. It's like it's really thrown
And
out
I'm
the
not
window.
even saying that you have to throw the traditional values out the window. What I am saying is because the world is a changing, we
It's a
really
changing.
need to adapt and
stop.
those traditional values so that we can literally progress.
Right.
Not throw them out the window, not get rid of them, not devalue them.
Well,
Just adapt to the times, because we're getting passed by because we're sitting here worried about the wrong shit, like what narrative and image
Right.
is trying to portray.
and you know what? And the only way we're really gonna get past a lot of the foolishness is we have to get to the point to where we come together a lot more. It's I feel like we are starting to come together, and then as soon as we start coming together to a certain point, something weird happens, and it's like we get into this little battle over different stuff, and then we have to regroup and start it over again. And I'm like, we have to stop getting sidetracked and understand at the end of the day, our kids, their kids, our legacy is what is important. It doesn't matter about what you feel about what this is going on right now. Your feelings doesn't even matter right now. And that might sound really horrible, but it doesn't. At the end goal, the end game is leaving a legacy for those who are going to be here after you.
That would be dope. And yep, we probably need to stop worrying about the wrong shit and worrying about the wrong shit. That
Get us off
I
our
think that
game.
really worrying about the wrong shit. This is a perfect opportunity for me to say, "What up, though, Joe Cheney? Thanks for
Hey,
tuning
Joe
in, because
Cheney.
you know you always for the wrong shit. You my guy, though. I'm not even going to
What?
read. It's
You're not gonna-
no, it's an inside joke
I'm
between
so
me
sorry.
and him.
I don't know why I'm yawning.
It's
I'm
been a
tired.
long day.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Listen,
You guys aren't boring me.
no,
So might be boring me a little bit, but
That's
other than
okay. I just want to get us together, because
that, we do need to get it together.
these narratives that we become our own worst enemies.
And you know what? It's not that they're wrong with the narratives, because we do have different narratives and different things that come against us, and it's programmed and it has worked well over the years. What we have to do, though, is whatever it is that we want to be seen as, be that.
I agree.
Be that. It doesn't matter what somebody else is doing. I can't yell at Mark, you making the black man look bad because you doing such and such, such and such.
But you know
And
what,
if
though?
I'm a black man, I need to just be wherever the hell it is that I believe a black man should be.
I agree with that 100%. What I think happens, though, I think it's PTSD, because there has been an agenda historically to strip us of our manhood, to break up our families and devalue our women. I think anytime people see certain things, that it doesn't have to actually be an attempt.
No,
It
you're
just
right.
has to look like it's an attempt, and we go into shit mode, and we start, see, this is why, so much so that nobody has to even worry about what their actual agenda may actually be, because we're going to take their agenda and run with it for them. That's what I would like to get away from. That's the type of stuff that triggers me when I see.
But that's what I'm
those
saying.
types
The
of
whole
images.
solution on that is not attack whatever it is that you see that you dislike. It's to be whatever it is that you portray. You want portrayed. Just like me, I'm a woman, and the type of woman I would like for to see other black women be, as far as being an entrepreneur, as far as raising your family, as far as having some type of integrity and dignity. That's who I am. So if anybody see me and they decide to, like, you know what, I like the way Miss Happy roll. I like the way her work ethic. And then I could be that role model, and then they can kind of model themselves, be themselves, but model themselves after it. The only way I don't have no reason to. I don't look at my homegirl across from me that's completely different from me as far as how I do things and be like, you need to do this and you need to do that, and put her down. No, stop putting one another down and just be who you are called to be.
It would be great.
Just
it would
be
be
that.
great. It
And-
would be
and-
great. But we see it every day, and these were perfect examples of what occurs. Because I agree with you. You're not wrong, but we see it all the time.
But a lot of times we
To the point where the argument, the debates that I have over images like this, it's not about the actual image. It's never about the actual image, let alone the person that's on the cover. No, this isn't about Rihanna or ASAP. It's not about Jonathan Majors. It's about the image that people perceive they are portraying. You see how convoluted that type of debate gets, and it gets exhausting after a while.
and that's why I'm giving a solution. My solution is be who the hell you were called to be, because at the end of the day, you can't change nobody. I can't change you from screwing housewives. I can't.
Wow.
I can't do that.
That a bitch. I mean,
can't-
where's the bus? Where is it?
I'm just saying.
There it is.
I mean, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I can do is not be one of those housewives. That's the only thing I can do. Okay, America. So this is this is my resolve.
I dig people, and honestly, what you're saying, even though you shitted on me and saying it, what you're saying is 100% right.
Hold on, let me get to Marshall. Marshall, thank you, babe, for tuning in. I think we just need to set our standards and not care what propaganda is being fed to us by social media and anything or anybody who is not us. And it's true. But within us, I think what Soso was saying, within our own communities, we're so divided on what is normal or what the standard is that we start fighting amongst each other.
Yep.
And my solution is just be who you're called to be. Stop worried about what somebody else is doing, because somebody's looking at you. So make sure you set the standard for you. And if you know that you have people that's gonna be coming behind you or that stand beside you and they're looking at you, because as black people, we are leaders. Black women, you are a leader. Black men, you are a leader. So make sure that you're who that standard is supposed to be and walk in that, and don't worry about nobody else, because at the end of the day, that's just gonna cause confusion and get you distracted from your end goal.
I'm with you 100%, man. And if listen, America, Black America specifically, if you all could really sort of kind of take the advice that Happy just gave, the cookout and the family reunion would be a whole hell of a lot better.
It would be.
I swear it would. Everything isn't a conspiracy. Okay?
Some people are just jacked up.
Yeah, and
How about that?
some people are literally just living their best lives, doing the best that they can. That includes the celebrities that you either A, want to hail or nail. So let it be. There's enough agenda going around.
That's horrible.
There's enough agenda going around
I need coffee.
for you do or liquor. There's enough agenda going around.
Or both.
Kahlua and coffee. There it is.
Pew.
There's enough agenda going around for us to combat and rail against and fight against.
Let's stop fighting each other.
Let's not tear our own.
Let's stop fighting
down
each other.
and doing the enemy's job for them.
Period, Pooh.
Let's get to the family reunion. Let's really get to the family reunion. Let's rebuild and repair the anatomy of the black family because it is necessary.
And it looks how we decide it looks like. Within your family, you decide what that look like. And it's not up to me to tell you that you are wrong. All right?
With that said, thank everybody that chimed in, tuned in.
Ooh, Joe Cheney and Marshall, thank you for
Joe
even
Cheney,
just
listen.
commenting.
Joe Cheney, we are not going to talk about the unhealable wound, sir.
You know what?
Don't none of y'all
Nope,
worry
I'm
about
not.
what
I'm
that,
not gonna go there.
What that means?
I'm not.
You set us up for it, though. You said it's something about it. Now it's like don't say nothing about it.
Listen, I did that as a straight favor to my homeboy because I appreciate him tuning in.
Does it have anything to do with a butt plug?
This has been Face the Music.
Now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
Production.